Okay. Hello, my name is Barbara Hawkins Dixon.
And I
And
am Darlene Mayman, and we are the authors of Substance of Building a Healthy Relationship. And today we got a funny topic for you guys today because we know we can be some drama queens. So today our topic is, what do women do that makes a man upset? And we can do this all day if I get started. So I'm so I'm gonna start with this. And I'm gonna just speak for myself too. I'm gonna start with some of the things that I know that drives my husband up the wall. I know they do. And one of the main one is, so Bob, I know you're gonna laugh. If I go in that kitchen and start cooking and I mess up that food, he gonna tell me in a minute that food was nasty today. And he definitely be right because it all depends what mood what mood I'm in when I go in that kitchen. Because if I'm tired, I'm just gonna throw some stuff together and I'm done. But if I'm not tired and I'm in a good mood, we have great dinners. But my husband will tell me in a minute my food was nasty. Does it hurt my feelings? Yeah, but I know he be telling the truth because when I taste it, it do be nasty.
oh wow.
So I know that's one of the things that make my husband upset. And then another one is when we getting ready to go somewhere, why we got to take so long to get ready? Just because he can be leaving if we just going to the grocery store. I just can't get up and just throw no clothes on and be ready to go out the door. My husband can't figure that out. But some I know me as a woman, I can't do that. But some women can. But I got to go in there and prep up, get ready, get hair
Yes.
done, makeup, whatever, just to go to the grocery store. And I know that just drives him up the wall when I do that. But that's what we do. And I know another thing that makes my husband upset when we in the bathroom, and we put hair stuff all over the bathroom. My sink is loaded with stuff. My husband might have four things over in the corner because I didn't tuck over. I move his stuff out the way too, so it ain't nothing on the sink but mine. So I know that drives him crazy. So like I said, we can be some drama queens when we want to, but that's just what we do. The men don't understand that, but that's just part of our nature. Barbara.
Yes. I know what drives my husband crazy is when I, speak on something and
Mm-hmm.
I tell him, the first time and I repeat myself over again. That drives him crazy. But I be wanting to make sure he comprehending what I say. Because you know how me is sometimes you tell them something and they go in one ear and go out the other one. So I want to make sure that he understands what I'm saying to him,
Yeah.
and other times, just a lot of times it just be the simplest things that you don't mean no harm by, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the nurturing of the woman, that we so used to, doing this with, with our kids, even though we know they are grown men, we still have the tendency when it's someone that you love to uh I admit sometimes we can overstep our boundaries with good intentions though.
Mm-hmm.
We don't mean any harm, it's with good intentions because you want the best,
Mm-hmm.
the best for them. So if you see them making a mistake or thinking they making a bad decision, then what type of wife uh, or significant other or partner would you be if
If you
you
don't say
didn't
anything,
say
right,
anything?
right.
It's very important to be able to have that relationship where
Mm-hmm.
you all don't misunderstand each other.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah,
it's so many things I could go on and on and on. And
I
like you said,
know.
with it being, it takes me forever. I could start getting ready first, but I'm
Hmm.
still the last to get ready to leave. So a lot
I
of
know.
times he would go to the car and just wait for me and then end up still blowing the horn because I'm taking so long to, to come out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what we do. I mean we like that. We got to prep and do everything before we step out that door. I know with me, I do. I just ain't stepping out the house any kind of way. And I think that's how I was raised. We was raised too, because my mom used to say, I don't care if you go into the corner store, you make sure you look decent before you go out that door. Because
Yes.
I look at it now, especially out here in Vegas. I have never seen what I see today when young ladies step out in the grocery stores and they in their pajamas, curlers in their hair, slippers on, half naked, and that's how they come out and be in the grocery store. We was growing up, we couldn't do that. My mom, if I step outside with some rollers in my hair, my mama would smack me upside my head and tell me, get back in the house and fix yourself up. So I think it's just different today than what it was when we was coming up. But I'm just a big believer in that. I don't care if you go into the store, you still supposed to be decent when you walk out that door.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, we
absolutely.
right. We on here laughing right now about silly things that we know that makes our husband upset. But seriously, on the real tip, it is certain things that we do can really bring a problem into your relationship or your marriage. And one of the things that we do as women is that you got to give the man space. That is one thing that is important to them. A lot of us think that they don't want to be around us 24/24. You got to be able to trust them and let them go out. Because men just want to hang out with the fellas. They want to hang out and get, air for a while. I mean, they love being under you, but you shouldn't expect them to be under you for 24 hours. So what do you say about that?
Well, I agree to that to, a certain extent, right. Everyone needs their space.
Hmm.
The man, the woman, you need your space. But
Hmm.
at the same time, uh, it depends on the relationship that you have with your mate because you see spouses, they work together, they travel together, they do
Hmm.
all type of things together because they enjoy and appreciate each other time because they
Hmm.
being supportive of each other.
Hmm.
But my problem come in when you spending more time with your friends than you spending with your spouse. And
Hmm.
so uh, we give them, we give them their space. Give them their space to be free to do what they want to do. But you have to also remind them at times, like, okay, you had your space to, to do uh, what it is that you wanted to do. But at the same time, don't forget your priority here. When your priority is with your spouse, not with your friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that I agree with you on that too. I think it's okay to a certain extent, but just make sure that you're not taking the quality time away from what you and your significant others used to do, and you putting it toward everything else, and you neglecting them. I think that's where the problem comes in. That
right.
right,
Yeah, if you
right.
see yourself enjoying yourself more with your uh, friends or whoever
Mm-hmm.
uh, other than your mate, then that's when
Mm-hmm.
it becomes a problem.
Right.
But a lot of times, men don't realize. I mean, we not right all the time. Sometimes not even half of the time. But on the other hand, men have to realize that we react sometimes to their behavior. Because if you're not one to just sit back and don't voice your opinion, then you know uh it's a conflict, because you feel in one way, you're not liking it, but you're not saying anything about it. And so who are you hurting? Yourself, because you holding it in. So once men realize their priorities and go on that, it will in women's too. Sometimes they want to hang out with the girls 22 hours, as long as they could. But when you in a marriage or a committed relationship, then a lot of times you can't do these things. You can't do them anymore. Or just free to do this. Just because you see someone else disrespecting their marriage or their relationship, you don't follow a bad lead. You stand up against it and not do the things that you see someone else doing that's not right. So a lot of times, if men would just get understand that, it will make life much easier for both partners.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we
Because you can't, right, you can't expect for them to read how you feeling. That's why, we have that bad too. Instead of speaking up or saying what's bothering us or troubling us, we hold everything in. And then we expect for them to know what's going on. And they don't have no idea what we mad about or what we upset about, because we ain't saying anything. We can't expect for them to know what's going through your mind or how you feeling. That's why it's so important that you have to, when things is bothering you, that you have to be able to have that open communication and tell them what's going on with you. Because how can you both work out the problem if he don't know what's the problem or she don't know what the problem is going on?
Well, I have learned through experience of times where, and I wanted to speak, but I would just be quiet to avoid a confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned that I'm not keeping my mouth shut. However I feel, I'm
Mm-hmm.
letting it out. You're gonna know how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just hurting myself, holding
Yeah.
it in,
Yeah.
trying to protect your feelings, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm hurting my own. And so no, I can't do that. You know, so I have to, and I expect him to do the same as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Tell me. I prefer you tell me. I don't want to play the
Guessing
wandering
game.
game.
Yeah.
Trying to guess what the issue is. So tell
Mm-hmm.
me, and I could understand that, comprehend that, much better. So you just have to speak out to your mate and let them know where you at and
Mm-hmm.
why you feeling this certain type of way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you on that, because if you don't open up to what's bothering you, then it just keeps anger build up inside of you because you're not expressing how you feeling. And then sometimes you gotta, I guess it also depends on the time to say it and when not to say it. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you
Right.
know that there's going to be a big confrontation, or you know how angry that person is going to get, then sometimes you just need to just not be quiet about it. Bring it up sometimes, but not at that specific moment when you can tell that that person is upset or really don't want to be bothered. So you don't bring it out in the open yet, but you still should bring it out. Just don't say anything about it.
Yes, well, that is, it is true. But when you dealing with your spouse, especially if you've been in a relationship for a long time,
Mhm.
we automatically know what's going to trigger each other.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
whereas we need to. uh better our communication, if that becomes an issue, to better our communication and to understand sometimes, is it the way that because sometimes it's not what you say,
It's
it's
how
how
you
you
say
say
it.
it.
Mhm,
Right. It's how you
mhm.
said it. So if I feel like I'm being disrespected by you saying it the way you are saying it,
And that triggers you.
then that triggers me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that triggers me.
Mhm,
So we have to learn how to not trigger each other. You
mhm,
know, as far as if you talking in a low tone voice and your mate holler, easily,
mhm.
reacts a certain type of way. No, there's no keeping your mouth shut. Hey, wait a minute, put the brakes on.
Let's try this again.
Yes, let's try this again because I'm not having it.
Mhm,
Yes. And
mhm,
that's the same way that a lot of times we have to put ourselves in their shoes as well. So the same
mhm,
thing we expecting from them, we have to be willing to give to them.
mhm, mhm, mhm. That is true. And I say another thing that would make them upset too is trying to change them. You can't change a person to be what you want them to be. They're going to be who they are. And I think as women, we have that bad too, especially, you know how that person is before you got into that relationship with them. Now that you with them, you want to, and they doing certain things that you don't like. You want to try to change them, but you can't change anyone. They have to be wanting to change themselves. And I think we get caught up in that too. Okay, well, they used to do that. Now, I want them to stop doing it. But you can ask them, you can talk about it. But if that person ain't willing to change the way that they do or the way they act, it ain't gonna matter what you say. They're gonna continue to do that anyway.
But sometimes they do change, but
Mm-hmm.
it changes uh from better to worse
Mm-hmm.
because when you start dating them, they was doing these certain things, but then as time went on, they changed things up on you, and so it's not that you uh trying to make them change because we know we could only change ourselves, but we be wanting to see the change of for the better, but they're not going to do it until they are ready to do it. So you're going to either accept it and stay in their relationship if it changes for the worse, or you're going to leave it. But I also feel like a lot of times they come up with, how they come up with, well, uh, stop talking to me like you my mother or something like that.
I know you're not my mama. I
Yeah,
don't need you
you're
to
not
tell
my
me what to
mama.
do.
Yeah, uh-huh,
And it
right.
don't be that though,
I'm
but it
not,
doesn't
it
be that.
don't be that. I'm not trying to be your mother. No one could replace your
Your
mother.
mama.
One
Right.
thing for sure, and two things for certain. You only get one maternal mother.
Mm-hmm.
And my
Mm-hmm.
thing is, you can have as many kids as you want. You
Mm-hmm.
can have as many wives as you or husbands as you want, but
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna only have one mother, and no
Yes.
one could take the place of that.
Yeah.
You know,
And I don't
and
think, you know what? And it don't be that. We just feel, especially if that's your spouse, sometimes I think men get, I don't know if it offends them because you're a woman, and some men don't like for women to tell them anything. And they feel like, you're trying to tell them what to do, or they say, you're not my mama and I don't need you to tell me this. But it's not that. I feel that if your spouse is just trying to tell you something, not to, offend you or anything, but maybe they just doing it, to make you see that what you're doing is wrong, and if you don't listen to your spouse, then who else are you going to listen to? We should be able to tell you if we see you doing something wrong or something that's not being done right without you getting offended by it, because that's what and I would want him to do the same thing to me without getting offended about it. Because if we can't communicate with each other and tell each other our faults, then what do we have?
Yes, and that goes back to what we said. Sometimes they would prefer to listen to anyone else
But you.
be, but you,
Mm-hmm.
besides you, somebody else. The same thing you telling them cause a conflict. But if
Mm-hmm.
somebody else tells them that exact same thing, they don't get as offended,
Mm-hmm.
as they do. It's just a thing of them. They could know that you're right and still get offended. They might
Mm-hmm.
walk away saying, well, they'll show you that they don't appreciate you saying it to them. But I know a lot of the times they walk off saying, well, I
She
know
was
she's
right,
right.
but
But
I
they
ain't gonna
just
admit that.
don't want you to know. Don't want you to
Well, we the
know
same way.
that
We
you
do the
are
same.
right.
But look, hold it. We do the same thing too. We know they be right what they saying, but we so stubborn. We ain't trying to hear that. No, but inside of you, you know that they're speaking the truth about it. But you so that's that proudness in you. You don't want nobody to tell you nothing, but they right. We know, and they know. But that's just something, we have that pride and we don't want to accept it. But we
Right.
know they
That
they
yeah,
know we
because
telling the truth.
we're not
Yeah,
right all the time. We're not
right. Because
perfect.
we not right all the
We
time.
made bad decisions in
I
our
know.
life.
And I know,
And
I know with myself, I drive my husband crazy sometimes. I know I can be stubborn. I know that I want to listen because that's something that I have to work on within myself. But deep down inside, I know he be telling the truth. And I have to be quiet and listen because I know, okay, he hit it. He know what he talking about. But I
right.
can be stubborn and say, nobody trying to hear all that. I say I don't want to hear all that, but I'm listening. I'm
Uh-huh.
listening. But like
But
I
some
said, that's that pride that be in us. Yeah.
and I know I have that bad. When I
Mm-hmm.
know what I know,
Uh-huh.
I don't care how many times you say what you say.
I'm
If
still gonna say
I
it's my
know
way.
I'm right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna stick, I'm not bending,
I know.
you
I
know,
know.
because
Uh-huh.
why should you bend when you know that you are right? You
Yeah.
sending false signals.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
know you right and you standing on what you know that is right,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're gonna lower your standards,
Yeah. Yeah.
to make that your mate feel a different way, like maybe I'm wrong, then that's the
Mm-hmm.
problem. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to really, be truthful to yourself and to your mate.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
Yeah.
I drive my husband crazy with a lot of things that I
Mm-hmm.
do,
Mm-hmm. I
but
know.
it's all in love.
Yeah, but it's all in love though, because my husband
Yeah,
tell me in a minute, you can't never admit when you wrong or you can't never tell you sorry. And I don't. I don't. I'm stubborn with that. And I know he be right sometimes. So those are some of the things that I know within myself I have to work on because I'm good at not saying, okay, you were right. And I'm sorry. And he tell me he do something wrong. He tell me he's sorry all the time. But I'm bad with that one. I won't say nothing. So I know that's
right.
something I have to work on. Because I'm just stubborn.
That's
I ain't saying it.
that's and then look, because I know I have a problem with that too, Darlene.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
so sometimes they get to the point when I do say, okay, I'm sorry. No, no, you're not. Now
Yeah. You just saying that, but you're
he
gonna do the
aggravated.
same
You
thing
just
again
saying that.
tomorrow, right?
You
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you not sorry. Yeah. I said, I see, that's why I don't say I'm sorry. Because
Uh-huh.
when I say it, You don't
Then you say
accept
you
it.
don't mean it.
Yeah, I don't mean
Yeah.
it. So why bother to say I'm sorry if you not gonna accept my apology of me saying okay, I'm sorry.
That is true. That is
Yes.
true. This topic today was funny today. I knew we was gonna get a laugh out of this one because I know how we can be. I know I can admit myself. I know I can be a drama queen. I know I drive my husband crazy. I know. I know. It's just sometimes he'll look at me like this woman crazy and she keep wrong with me. And I am crazy when I want to be. But that's us. That's just our
Right.
nature. That's just how we build. We take things when we go through something, we go on emotions and feelings. Men don't go on that. They be like, anybody trying to hear all that,
Right.
But we are emotional
They
queens just in us. Yeah.
yeah, they do more of just acting.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
they do a lot of acting and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
drama because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the simplest little thing cause them to act
Yeah. Yeah.
a certain way. I said,
Yeah.
and I have
Yeah.
them laugh and I said, you know what? You really should have been an actor. I said, because you performing very well.
I know.
You should have
And you
been
be
an
like,
actor.
and then you be like, was that all necessary? It was one.
Right.
It was one
That's
little
what I'm
simple
saying.
thing. And look where we took it. One little simple thing, and it went into a whole drama show. Like unbelievable. But I know that I know we are something else. As we are. We are. But that's how God made us. It's just in us. Those that's what we are. It's just us. But we can do better. And I know with myself, I know the things that I need to work on, because I ain't perfect. I know I drive my husband crazy sometimes, but we got to learn to work with each other. He drive me crazy, I drive him crazy. But at the end of the day, the love is there. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes it's also we react a lot of times off of things they do and things that they say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's important to have a good understanding
Mm-hmm.
and you both being on the same level about how you want to continue to let your marriage or your relationship blossom.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have to swallow your pride.
Yeah.
Nobody is right all the time.
Right. And
And
we all make
sometimes,
mistakes. We're not
yeah,
perfect. Yeah.
we're not perfect. So you have to swallow your pride sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Mm-hmm.
you have to at the same time, just stand on your belief and
Mm-hmm.
express yourself. Try to express your self to your partner to the best of your ability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I mean, because no one's perfect. No, everybody make mistakes. Everybody has flaws, and when you with that person, you get to know what their flaws are. They get to know what your flaws are, and you work around it with each other to make it better.
Yeah, so but I think I'm sorry, but I think they
Uh-huh.
get on our nerve more so than we get on theirs. Cause
Yeah, I think we're more as women we're more laid back and
and
kind of
peace.
peaceful
We
and
just
quiet,
want
and we kind yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just want peace and
Yeah,
peace
yeah.
and happiness. That's
Mm-hmm.
what we want. And
And then
if
you
we
try,
get that, yes, if
yeah.
we could get peace and happiness,
Oh man,
we'll be happy.
yeah. And you
The
try to get,
marriage
but
will
then
be
sometimes they
wonderful.
just keep pushing and keep pushing and keep,
Yes.
and then
Be-
all that peaceness just go away, and then you snap, then you go in there.
right. Because if they treat you with uh show love, respect, and all of these things, then it's gonna be happy because what they pouring into you, you're gonna pour back into them.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so both partners gonna, would be happy, but you can't expect to be treated, like a king when you not treating your spouse or
Like a
significant
queen.
others like a queen.
Right, right. Yeah,
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 so I meant,
yeah. And I think we have to, I think what we have to realize too is, as women too, we got to learn how to be more patient. And I think we do because men think way differently from us. They carry themselves differently from us. And like I said, we go on emotions and feelings and they don't. So you got to learn how to work with them when you see they're going through certain things or whatever, because sometimes they come off feeling sounding like they being mean or angry, but you got to think about what is they going through at that moment or what's going through them that day, and then you got to learn how to make them feel better instead of you seeing that they upset and snapping, and then what you do, you snapping too. That's not how the way to approach them with that. And we got that bad. If they angry or they not listening to what you saying or they got attitude or whatever, and then I throw it back on you. Now you mad, now you angry because they ain't listening to what you got to say, and then there you go with each other. So it's about working with each other, through our flaws, is whatever we going through, and learn how to communicate better with each other. And I think that would solve a lot of problems in relationship and, just relationships or in marriage, because you'll be able to learn how to communicate with each other without, getting upset with each other all the
yeah, well, whether it's the husband or it's the wife,
time.
when something goes wrong, and we all uh go through things and endure, endure different things.
Mm-hmm.
But when we get upset because if say we having a bad day, we're not going to take it out on our spouse, because we having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we deal with on our own.
Yeah, I
But
think we
men's,
different with
on
that.
the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
they would take their frustration out
Mm-hmm.
on the one that's closest to them and be nice to the other people's that's around them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's unfair to take your frustration out on your mate.
Mm-hmm.
You deal with it just like we have to deal with it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because my husband will tell you in a minute. I don't think he he can barely tell you when I'm upset or when something is bothering me because I don't show it. You will never know if I'm going through something. He don't know that I had a bad day at work. He don't realize the things that I have to deal with at work and the stupid people I have to deal with, at work, and then I bring the frustrations home. He can never tell you when I'm upset because I don't show it. You know what I'm saying? I try
Right.
to handle it because when I leave from that job, I leave that job there. If I leave from home, I
Exactly.
leave what's going on at home there. I don't bring home work. I don't bring work to home. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, right, yeah. Because my husband usually see me always as being peaceful. That's me. I try not to argue about a lot of things. Sometimes I'm just quiet because I realize nowadays as I'm getting older, arguing and everything just brings stress on you. And I'm at that age now. I'm not trying to do all that
You
stuff
not
anymore.
trying
I just
to.
try to stay peaceful, even though I might be upset. I might have had a bad day or whatever. I try to just pray about it and let it go and keep moving.
Exactly. And knowing that, okay, I'm going through this phase right now, but
Hmm.
not the next day, the next second. You
Yeah.
never know what the next second gonna bring.
Hmm. Yes.
So I don't dwell on misery. I
Hmm.
try to look up to a brighter a brighter day, a brighter tomorrow,
Hmm.
a brighter minute. I don't uh take my frustration out on other people's. I deal with it. And so
Right.
that's the only thing we be trying to get our spouses to understand. You have to deal with whatever's going on and there. And if unless they want to share with you, a lot of times they don't want to share with you what's going on. So what
Mhm.
are you supposed to do?
Right.
Especially when you make certain statements and like we said, they think you trying to be they parent because you trying to tell them this or that. Okay.
Mhm.
Now you said that, but at the same time, I shouldn't have to say this to you then because you was already raised.
Mhm.
So you already know this.
Mhm.
So I shouldn't have to say this to you.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is,
we're not trying to raise them. They already raised.
yeah. But I think it's important, sometimes we don't want to listen to what your better half have to say, but it's important to sometimes listen because they are the person that's with you 24/24. They know you better than anybody. They see the things you do, they see the things that's going on with you. So they should be the ones to be able to tell you if they see something's going on without you getting upset with them. And it's not to hurt them, it's not to think that you they parents or you they mama. Because you're concerned and you want to see them be better than just seeing the way that they're doing at that moment.
Yeah, because you a lot of times you see them and you see the potentials that they have and
Yeah,
the you
yeah.
know the the ability they have to do certain things. And
Mm-hmm.
so when you see that they not uh trying to, you know, uh uh get the things that they have the potentials of getting because they letting other things pour them down. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we're not perfect. It goes back to, we not perfect and we all fall short. But you just wish the best and want the best for
Want
your
the
partner.
best for them, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Because
just
you know the potential in them, and that's what you want to see. Not to encourage them and support them, and that's what it's about.
yes. And in order to have a good solid marriage, it has to be that support system
Mm-hmm.
within each other to
Right.
help each other, support each other, uh, reach your goals and accomplish, things that you dreamed of doing.
Mm-hmm.
A partnership makes a good marriage.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I'm not supporting you and you're not supporting nothing I'm trying to do, like I said, you see couples, you don't compare yourself to your marriage to other people's marriages,
Nah.
but at the same time, you do have to look at some of the things that makes a marriage stronger, make that bond stronger. What you could do in your marriage to improve
To
your
make it
bond,
better.
to make
Yeah.
it better. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that you compare it because each person marriage is different. Like I say,
Mm-hmm.
some people's work together, play together, pray together, you
Yeah.
know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
do all of the above. And they don't complain about time being spent. They enjoy spending time together. But I mean, so it's each marriage and each relationship is
It's
different.
different.
Yeah, because it can consist of what you what you want in your marriage and the expectations that you have in your marriage and the things that you all again is trying to accomplish and apart and together.
Yes. That's, yeah. That's why they say it's so important that when you're in a relationship that you should be equally yoked. You both are, have the same goals, you striving to do the same things and you doing these things together. It's bad to be in a relationship and one person's going one way and one person's going another way and you're not connecting together.
Yeah, because it won't be successful.
Mhm.
And there's gonna always be some drama, in it if you can come together to make things work. That's what marriage is. It's partnership. You're supposed to became one when you got married. So you can go one way and I'm going another way. That's a problem. And you
Yeah.
can't sugarcoat that. You can't sugarcoat
Mhm.
it. It is what it is.
Yes.
And not make excuses for bad behavior, whether it's on the wife's part or the husband's part.
Mhm.
You can't just make excuses for bad behavior because, like I say, that's just allowing the person to continue to treat you
Yeah.
as they've been treating you, and you're not liking the treatment. So if
Yeah.
you act like you everything good, you okay with that, then it's no they don't see
Yeah.
a problem in it.
Yeah. But you have
They
to
could
speak up about it, right? You have
You
to say
have to
something
speak
about it.
up.
Yeah.
Yes. And then if you with that right mate, they gonna say, well, baby, you know what? Uh you right. I have been, not doing all the things that I should have been doing or could have been doing to pour into our marriage, this and that. But this is what we're going to do to make a
To
change,
make it right, to make it
to
better.
make it
Right.
right. Yeah, to make it right. I mean, it don't take much. Yeah, it don't take much
Yeah,
to,
it's just the little simplest things. Yeah, that is true. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this topic today. It was fun in there in the beginning, but we was really being on a serious note about things that, we do as women to make our men or our husbands upset and things that we need to do to change it. So we're going to be on the next topic again next Sunday. And today was a good one day. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And Barbara.
Yes, and so, men's, we don't forget about you all. We know you all have feelings just as well. So we want you all to understand that we know that we are not right all the time.
Because we can be some drama queens when we
Yeah,
want to be.
we could,
Yes.
but the point we just try to get across is that if you wrong, we want you to face it. That
Mhm.
you're wrong.
And the same with
And
us. If we
and
wrong,
the
we need to face it. Right.
Yeah, and we just need to face it, vice versa.
Mhm.
And a happy wife is a happy life. So
All right, you guys, you
be
have a
good.
blessed and wonderful day, and we'll see you guys next week on Authors That Speak. Have a good one.
Yes. Until next time.